Hello everyone, so I am Shrey and I hope you all are good. So I am bringing you the preview for the Chelsea vs Sheffield United game that is taking place on the Premier League game week 8. So this is a very important match at different sides of the table. Chelsea are fighting for reaching at the top while Sheffield United are fighting to get something this season. They only have a solitary point so far to show. So straight away I'll get into it. So let's start with the first part of this video and that is about the results. So Chelsea started the season a bit disappointing, but Chelsea have suddenly found their mojo and Chelsea are looking like the team that Frank Lampard wanted to see. Chelsea are finally looking like they've gelled together, new signings have gelled and everything looks very good. So at the start of the season, as you can look, Chelsea started with good victories, but then they had loss against Liverpool, they were knocked out of the Carabao Cup against Tottenham, they had a draw against West Brom, they had a draw against Southampton, but since then, Chelsea have got 5 clean sheets where they have scored 10 goals, 4 against Krasnodar, 3 against Burnley, 3 against Rennes, and 0-0 draws against Sevilla, Manchester United, where I won't lie, even I criticize Frank Lampard, but fair play to Frank Lampard, that has proved to be catalyst for Chelsea improving their defensive structure. So Chelsea come into this game on the back of 5 clean sheets and 10 goals. Let's straight away now go towards Sheffield, and Sheffield have a disappointing campaign. Sheffield had a campaign to remember last season. Everyone had them favourites for finishing top 10 this season, but what we have witnessed is a very big disappointment so far. So Sheffield this season, they started with a loss at home against Wolves where under 10 minutes only they conceded 2 goals. Against Burnley they were knocked out in the Carabao Cup. They had a disappointing loss against Villa and Leeds. And to be really fair to Sheffield United, they have really played well in the last 3 games against big teams. They lost 2-1 to Arsenal. They lost 2-1 to Liverpool where they could have won the match, and they lost 0-1 to City. So Chelsea will have to respect their opponents and have to be careful of what Sheffield are capable of. Now let's straight away get towards the injury news for both the sides. So we'll start with Chelsea and what Chelsea injury news are and which players we can see or we cannot. So with Chelsea, Billy Gilmour has been a long-term absentee this season because of the serious injury he got. So Billy Gilmour could remain out until December. Another injury problem for Chelsea is that Chelsea confirmed that Kai Havertz has been diagnosed with COVID-19 and therefore, unfortunately, he won't be able to play in this match. So everyone here wishes Kai Havertz a speedy recovery, and therefore Kai Havertz will be a big miss for Chelsea for this match and for even future match, depending on the test. And along with that, Christian Pulisic also suffered an injury in the warm-up against Burnley, so his fitness will be tested, and I can't see Frank Lampard really risking Christian Pulisic before the international break. So I can't see Christian Pulisic being available for the game against Sheffield. Now we move on to Sheffield United, and they also have some big injury concerns to worry about. Chelsea loanee, who has really played well and really been loved by the Sheffield faithful, Ethan Ampadu, because he is on loan from Chelsea, he cannot play against his parent club. So therefore, he will miss this game. Jack O'Connell is also injured, so therefore a lot of emphasis will be on John Egan and Chris Barsham to have a very good game. John Fleck and Muset are also ruled out for this match. So Muset will be replaced by Brewster, but overall Fleck could be a big miss for this match. So these were about the injury news. Now let's straight away get into the lineup that I expect both teams to play, but in the end all things can change as depending upon the time. So Chelsea predicted 11 is, in my regards, is Edward Mendy will be the keeper. Reece James will play as a right back because Chelsea will want to attack Sheffield. So I can't see Cesar Azpilicueta being back for this game until Reece James has some injury. Thiago Silva will be in the middle with Kurt Zouma, Ben Chilwell at the left. Then I think it will be Jorginho. It could be Kovacic because it's Sheffield, and Sheffield will physically attack Jorginho because they know that Jorginho is a bit of weakness and they will try to physically handle him. But overall, I still think Lampard will prefer Jorginho over Kovacic. Then we will have N'Golo Kante because Frank Lampard has been persisting with a 2 number 8 formation, but due to Kai Havertz's injury and no Ross Barkley Loftus-Cheek available, I think Kante will play in the number 8 role where he will defend as well as attack. And then Mason Mount, he will play in the midfield 3 and he will mostly be in the attacking positions. Then I think it will be Hakim Ziyech, Tammy Abraham and Timo Werner, with Timo Werner operating from the left and Abraham in the middle. And Abraham till now has played really well this season. So this is Chelsea predicted 11. Now I go towards Sheffield predicted 11, and I think Sheffield will play Aaron Ramsdale, Chris Basham, they will go with John Egan, then you can go with Enda Stevens. So I think they will miss Jack O'Connell and Ethan Ampadu, but John Egan and Chris Barsham are very capable defenders with Enda Stevens. Then I think it will be George Baldock, who will operate from the right flank, Max Lowe from the left flank, and then you will have Sander Berge, Osborne, Lundstrom in the middle, forming a 3-5, and then Brewster and McBurney in the top. It could be McGoldrick. McGoldrick could play to bully Chelsea defenders, but because of how well the Chelsea defense has played this season, I think he will go with Chris Wilder, will go with pace or Brewster. And overall, Chelsea will have to be very careful of the overlapping centre backs of Sheffield United. So this was about the predicted 11 of Sheffield United. Now let's go towards a head-to-head and how their previous encounter panned out. So Chelsea have won 38 matches against Sheffield United, while 16 have ended in draws and 28 matches have been won by Sheffield United. So overall, Sheffield do not have a bad record against Chelsea. They have got a history of getting some results against Chelsea. On the other hand, if you look at the previous encounters between the sides, so Chelsea, they drew against Sheffield 2-2 at Stamford Bridge last year, where Chelsea threw a 2-0 lead away, and at Bramall Lane, Chelsea were destroyed 3-0, which could have been 4, 5, 6 if Sheffield wanted. But overall, that Chelsea defense were different and this Chelsea defense is different. So that result, again repeating, is a very, very low chance, but you never know. So this brings an end to the head-to-head part interaction. Now let's go to the last part of the video, and that is a prediction. So I think it's a very tight match to predict. You see the Sheffield United last 3 results, and against big teams, they are tight to break. And with the overlapping centre-back set pieces, this team could really be a threat. But will they get some result against Chelsea? No, because Chelsea defense has really improved this season. The last 5 matches, Chelsea have kept 5 clean sheets. Chelsea have scored 4 against Krasnodar, 3 against Rennes, 3 against Burnley, and even if they didn't score against United Sevilla, they've kept 5 clean sheets. Edouard Mendy, Thiago Silva, they really look like the players who have solved Chelsea's keeper and centre-back conundrum. Last year when Chelsea got defeated against Sheffield, defense was the biggest problem, which isn't this season. So I do not expect Chelsea to get a very big victory, but I expect Chelsea to tightly get that first goal and then get the second in the end and win 2-0. So I'm going with Chelsea 2, Sheffield 0. This brings the video to an end. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Please leave your prediction and views on the video in the comment section below, and please support, like, share, subscribe. Really hope you all help this channel to grow. So thank you everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it.